Yeah, y'all missed it. You all could have had a Jack, maybe a Bruce. But now you got nothing. Fucking Allosaurus is gonna use its ambush attack here to just, or its lunge to just eat itself. I eat myself over that. Oh my god, I fucking can. It basically can jump. What a dumb, horrible thing for this to do. Yeah. Look at that shit. Look at, there's gonna be someone over here taunting you as an allo. You're like, you can't get over here. And then you're gonna be like, yeah, no, I can. It needs a little belly flop. Dinosaur has been your favorite to create so far. Oh man, it's very difficult to answer like, oh, what is your favorite thing? Because you have to understand, like, there's a constant fire that is behind me. And then there is the, I need to figure out what issues are with a dinosaur upon its release, aside from people that aimlessly scream, because they're very bad. And that happens. And it's a little difficult to parse out the, here are true issues versus Little Goober Jr. playing their first dinosaur game that has no business doing this in the first place, is having issues with the concept of how survival works. No, I have no Ava stuff. No, I'm not putting the sound team through creating an additional sound set for the Elders. We're just not doing that. If there's some alteration, it's certainly not in the cards in the relevant. You will enjoy what you have. Enjoy what you have! You know, calm down. Do the roar. No, I will not do the roar. I am not some cheap trick pony. I'm not some whore here to do things for your amusement. We're not gonna just casually do this. Dude, Dryosaurus is sick. I love doing Dryosaurus. Dryosaurus is fun. I have a ton of fun with Maiasaur now. I think he actually has all of his vocals now, though. Should. He's pretty close. His face is a little fucked up. He gets the he gets the Ted, you put the stuffing in me wrong face when you sniff and move. I'm a little fucked up. Look at that precious little purring. Love that. I love the additional little. It's almost like a little additional grumble. I think it's because he's using Carno? He's using someone's sniff. It might actually be his own sniff, but it's the legacy one, which is why he's all fucked up. So, here, I'm going to give you all something. You're not going to be able to unsee this. There is a 99% chance that this makes it into the game and it stays there forever. I'm going to introduce you all to a haunting fucking bug that has existed forever with this animal, and no amount of altering him has been able to change this. And yes, some of you already know. This is an old animation, so it's very prominent here. But this fucking leg shake, it happens from the dino foot downward on both of these. And there is no reason as to why it happens. It's awful. It's terrible. I have gone through so much shit in the editor trying to figure out what this could be. It does not exist in the animations, just so you all understand. This is not a situation of, oh, why don't you just have the animators fix it? No, it's not the fucking animator's fault. We don't know what this is. There's just... It almost is like there's an issue with animation compression, which it's not, that I've found. I hate this. I hate this so much. So anyway... No, it's existent, and it's there for everything. You can see it shake the moment he puts his foot down. It just kind of jiggles real quick. It doesn't really happen on the right foot in this one. It happens on the left foot. So, no, it's not IK. There's no IK issue. When I say I've gone through this, fellas, I've gone through this. Like, there are certain weird quirks, oddities, and general fuckery that exist on the back panel of one of my Obsidian pages of just, hey, things to look at. It's been a week. Go look at the thing again. And it's just the worst. So there's probably going to be like a permanently slightly shaky spot in Allosaurus somewhere. Like this, like, don't get me wrong, this animation's not staying, so it's you're not going to see it here, but it definitely is probably going to exist. And it just hold on. Where's this at? There you go. This should be a little funky. Up here.
Wow, that stream is choppy for me. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's super rough because of the shit that I have running in the background right now.
I know, it's intentionally a picture presentation.
No, it's very upset. Let me... It's funny because it'll be like 80 FPS and you guys are like, you just can't see anything. I love that it's worse for you than Gateway is for some reason. It's one of the smaller bits. Doing this, I don't understand. Goodness. things growing at different angles. Pretty. Oh, this coffee is so good. What? Back out to the hill. Okay. Mission screen. Some of this. Are you on a rock or something? Possibly spawning like weird and it's painful. Alright, there we go. Now we're starting it. We'll go on here. We'll jaunt as yeah. The rest. Yes. Sick. Can you imagine he smashes into the ground like giant citizen caboose? Oi, me legs! Fucking explodes. How the fuck? It's like just one hold on. Is it? Yeah, it's gotta be. Uh-oh. Just heard something slip and hit the ground. What was that? Oh, it was a vape pen. Also known as a sign from God. Ugh. Let's see. Adult. Adult. Yeah, the non-cynical honest answer is you need to have work-life balance. Absolutely have to. In order to avoid burnout. To like have shit to do outside of work. And what I mean by that is don't be a game dev who then does nothing but goes and plays games. It you're the magician at the magic show. And it will fuck with you quite a bit. And it'll also it's you never escape work then. I mean like you can't just work on guitars all day and then go and just play guitar kind of from a workshop perspective. I'm not saying if you're paid to play. And also do limit your exposure to the consumer base. One of the things that I really, really, really wanted to do early on was like constantly be accessible to the community and just be like, hey guys, so I'm no one. I'm no one special. I am acutely average in all forms. I have made this game. If I have made this game at the capacity of being available, keeping it at $20, like, and hey, we made something new that we don't understand why no one else did ages ago. That means every other person that looks at it should just be able to kind of grasp that it is possible for them to make their own game well, which I think needs to happen a lot more to like force. I don't want to be like, oh, force the hand of large corporations, but like, guys, there's really fun experiences out there that are indie and cheap, right? And we keep getting ham-fisted garbage all the time, and we just kind of take it. People don't really vote with their wallets, but I think that they will if they are given alternatives instead of just saying, hey, don't consume the game, give them a substitute to consume. But brother, gamers are fucking nonsensical, relatively remorseless because they are completely unaccountable 99% of the time. Fucking creatures. They're not even, they don't act like it. And that shit is, if nothing else, from my personal experience, that is the fucking mind killer. Like, that is absolutely the mind killer. You have to understand that I am. It's why when people just go, sell your game to someone who doesn't care, like, I don't think you understand how much I fucking work on this. I do not think you understand how much time this has taken out of my life and is going to take out of until. It is a tremendous amount of work. And it's like a, oh, I don't know. I'm too exhausted to even want to entertain the idea. And it would be nice to also see some individuals who, on a non-indie side, give a shit about what they're making.
Ain't that the truth?
Like, guys, we got one good fucking Alien game called Alien Isolation. And it was by people that don't even do. Oh, hold on. It's because of my fan. Ugh, sorry. No, I had my fan going. It's finally cold nights again. Get some of that cold evening air blowing. But AAA games would never take that to heart. I'm sorry, it's just all corporate now. No, you're wrong. And let me tell you why you're wrong. We have Friday the 13th. We have Predator Hunting Grounds. We have Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We have plenty of IPs. Plenty of IPs that are being made. And could continue to be made. But, like, there was no... Excuse me. There was no real, like, amazing definitive proof that the idea of Friday the 13th would take off in any way, shape, or form. And then it worked out. Like, it's a fun concept. It's not really super sustainable on its own forever. I don't think multiplayer really works on, like, full focus multiplayer, especially this asymmetrical stuff. Concentrated IPs, because there's just not an interest, widespread interest there to keep. Like, you have Friday the 13th and Predator Hunting Grounds. Again, it's an example of good IPs that are being, like, they are. They're good IPs. The games themselves, and some people like them. I find them questionably fun. Like, you know, but it'd just be nice if people gave a shit. Like the Star Wars Battlefront that we got in like what 2016, 2018. Like guys, you make Battlefield. You know how to make a good game. You can't fucking lie to us because it's there. We've played your good games. And everybody on the planet is all saying the same thing. Guys, we just want a reskinned Battlefield as Star Wars. That's all we want. And instead they were just like, yeah, so you want to pick up power-ups around the level in order to get into a vehicle? No. No, I want my damn TIE fighters and X-Wings waiting in a hangar up on a ship in the sky. And if we're getting bombed out by the enemy team, it's because our pilots suck. Not because a bunch of random people are running around on the ground and occasionally a person gets like, no, there's people that want to do that. And we know that you can do it. And it's right there. But instead they gave us slop. And everyone's just like, well, this is the only Star Wars we're going to get. So, and don't get me wrong. I'm totally one of those people too. I just bitch the whole time that it's happening. I'm just like, they could be doing so much better. They could. And we know they could. And that's the frustrating part. When you're just like, oh, you could be doing so much better. And you just want to go back to liking it. And it's like, God, this is the worst that we have, or the best that we're going to get. So it doesn't matter if it's bad, we're just going to take it. I don't know, because I didn't play Expedition 33. It wasn't my type of jam. I watched a little. Well, it depends, because there's also some stuff that there's not too many things that are just made by, like, I'd say 5 or under people in terms of size. It's like super duper in terms of its art scope, and they're usually simpler games. And then there's kind of like I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I would go off on a tangent. Games versus how games are made now, and harshness that we indie games.
It's rough.
It in short form, it just blows my mind that everything right now is engineered to piss people off because angry people click and angry
Yeah,
people.
they do.
And so no one takes the good from anything. It's just kind of like a constant shit fest that is happening.
Yeah, good doesn't sell as well.
And like there are certain things out that like have absolutely pretty poor parts of them. And some really good concepts, like some absolute gems are buried in there. I'll give you an example. So that Zoocosis game is honestly like there are some poor aspects to it. What a cool concept though. You're like, oh,
Yeah, the concept is solid.
haunted zoo overnight. Like, oh, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to give them money because I hope they execute this better. I hope that they keep going forward. And I was listening to the voices. I genuinely thought the voices were just terrible voice acting. And then I realized, I was like, oh, everybody's just in the comments losing their minds over this. And I was like, guys, this is not the reason to try and kill the game. Like, fuck. I'll just go, here is insert negative aspect that we can find about a game. And we're just going to hyper fixate on this until the game is dead. There is no promotion of good parts. The core was the gameplay was lacking, which is fine to say of something so early and built by so few people. Again, the scope of this with so few people. Don't worry, it's going to get both better and worse as this continues. Because soon you're just going to have people able to go onto Fab and just go, here is my photorealistic world. Here is my super, like, strong presentation of graphics with a hollowed out. Ugh. It's already started happening. Christ. I worry. I hope to God that, like, there's just some I don't know, some way that people kind of get their shit together, support things that they want, so we can start getting particularly on large. At least we're getting an alien.
I feel like the support's always quiet, but the discontent is extremely loud.
Oh yeah, that's why I say, like, in most games, right? The only people you hear are the people who are not having a good time, because everybody who's having a good time is just playing the game. So this is going to be the setup for what we're eating on tomorrow. To fix up the eucalyptus, acacia, and their climbers. So all that brought in, and then I'm gonna have to recheck Allosaurus and like 3 other animals because it looks like they're bright again. They don't look washed out now. They just look bright.
Yeah, didn't the Allo in particular have an issue like that, remember, before?
Yes. Yeah, Allosaurus, and I will have them written down in notes because I tend to leave horrible bugs that occur open. I'll look up his saturate or washed out, I think. Oh, so again, a small anomaly here. For what it's worth, I did not play World of Warcraft. I was blind to World of Warcraft up until a few years ago, and I played it for maybe a week and a half, and then I turned it off. I was in Star Wars Galaxies. I was poisoned by the best possible MMO experience you could have. So, WoW never, in any way, shape, or form, appealed to me. At all. Star Wars Galaxies, pre-combat upgrade, uncontested, best experience I ever had. Player economy, seeing someone in every single cantina, in every single city, knowing there were doctors, knowing there were entertainers and bands. The player economy, it was so good. It was so good. You know what? The Jedi wasn't even bad. I'll give it that. When you could perma-kill Jedi, like, they could legitimately lose their character to the permadeath system, cool, whatever, bring them on. Like, that's the trade-off. And once you were known, once your identity was leaked, it was over. You could never be seen in public. It just didn't work. So, I thought that was great. Again, I feel like a lot of my decisions is due to the fact I was spoiled by really fun, unique things that unfolded in games. And it was a fun time. Like, here's an example. I understand not everyone is thrilled with the fact that they are not just told how the elder system is functioning in the way that, like, what do I have to do when I'm alive in order to get a prime elder? This is what it's like to try and find things out on your own. This is the type of stuff that was super enjoyable to me. Like, I loved when it was a world of people trying to figure out, how do we get the Jedi? It was fun. It was great, and I'm seeing that, and that's a fun experience for me, right? Which also helps with dev burnout. I did play SWTOR. SWTOR is, you can't compare it to Galaxies. It's not the same game. Again, as someone who didn't get to play WoW when whatever your version of pre-CU is, because I hear a lot of sentiment of people saying, like, back when World of Warcraft was World of Warcraft, and I'm like, I don't know when in the timeline before WoW and after WoW is. I think it was Cataclysm.
That's when I'd quit.
So, because I hear that was like, that was the last good one. It seems to be the common thing. Oh yeah, you know what? Paris had that issue. Paris had that washed out thing. Am I seeing that here? Am I seeing it happen again?
And it's not just something with this level in particular?
It may be. That's why I'm looking on the Parrot, because we haven't touched that. Like, no one.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably just this level.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if there is something.
Because last time I checked out the Allo, it looked fine.
I will have to go into the previous version of this on 5.5 to just cross-check everything on UDS, just to be sure it's not something that somehow got changed.
Yeah.
Fun.
You know how this game of Jenga works over here.
Stop.
Hello?
Hello, Alan.
Hi.
Ooh.
How's it going?
What did I manage to do here? Boo. Hold on. Let's see if we can get it to happen again. You know, it never did hit me at the time. Someone put this in chat, so this is what's making. But it never hit me at the time when I was seeing Jurassic Park 3 in theaters. That when Alan's on the plane and dreams of the raptor, like, how did he know what it looked like on the island already? What's going on there, Alan?
Huh?
Not you, Alan Grant. Jurassic Park 3.
Are you streaming?
Do the soundboard.
Yes. Am I streaming, Alan? What room are we in, buddy? What is happening here?
Streaming in the
You know,
fail.
sometimes we hang out in the wrong channels. You know how it is, that.
When have we ever accidentally hung out in the Twitch streaming channel.
Look.
That's like saying you just kind of casually wave a gun around in the house. No, no, no.
Isn't that what you guys do over there?
Oh my god.
So upset. I'm gonna go grab my comfort rifle. Huh. I'm trying to see if it's during one of his idle variations.
Is this even the most updated version?
I haven't updated since yesterday. Now, mind you, these may not be the most updated version of the animations. Still, yeah, I'm still curious as to what may be causing that. See, I'm curious to know because reading that makes me interested because that's really what I think the only, in air quotes, spiritual rule that everyone needs to be on the same page with, or the optimal level of fun for everybody, is you don't allow mixed groups. Period. Just don't. Like, you can have tolerance in feeding zones, and you know, like, I'm not saying like you have to just slaughter everything that's not your species the moment you see them, but as long as that's not happening, you're probably gonna have a good time with all the default values and settings. So, aha, I got it. Power is mine. Well, even so, I could see two carnivores killing an herbivore and then them fighting over the corpse. You know, I see some allo out there pinning or grappling some animal. I'm gonna come out as an adult T-Rex and kill that thing and then see if the Allosaurus wants to ride that ride. Alright. Time to make sure. Okay, it's not just me. Someone else is saying the aloe's so bright it hurts to look at. Oh my god, play your idle variation. Play it. Play it. And then it sounds like you're just describing the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. That's all that is. This town. Last house on the right down this street. Okay. Steven, the other plants are just the wrong color. Guys are more appropriate.
Yeah, you'll have to confirm if the lighting here is the most updated, because it could be influencing what you're trying to do with those plants.
Well, so yes, let me show you the other problem. It is the most updated. I do know that
Okay.
because I pulled it over from Gateway half ago, just to verify and make sure. But whenever Jake's for this, so my concern is that I just need to go and look and see if you. It just means that there was something that was not brought over 6 and a flat line.
Yeah, what are you looking for exactly?
There is when it that floating animation where it was the idle and I was still moving around. When it moved into that animation, it snapped to it. It was not Allosaurus transitioning in softly. It was very clear snap. So that's what prompted me to try and move. So I'm waiting snap again, and that happened with hands off keep. So
Maybe waiting a while. I think the default stuff was really low.
that happened pretty quick back to back. Hopefully this does not feel like gambling at the casino. Did it again, I swear. So I'll leave the Allosaurus's tail alone, or I'm delaying it.
Yeah, because I don't think this is the most up to date, at least not with all the stuff that it should be in here.
No, they're just aggressive towards done this.
No, but I mean, it should be playing notice, because I don't even think it was moving into the right stuff when you were starting and stopping.
And I do have.
Because it's not supposed to play this animation until later.
I have a list.
And there's other idols as well that are not present.
Hera's not real. Love his little scuttle. Goes into that old crouched.
Yeah, I don't think it does. At least I think the latest one that I had seen, so I don't know what's going on.
I just have to put down an assigned card. Going back into stuff.
Yeah, I think you're missing some stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when he sniffs he does the
Oh yeah, that
Face
her with
yeah.
the jaw goes straight up there.
well, I'm gonna make a few minor changes. And then I'm gonna do a build and everything's gonna be fine. No, you were all mean about his tail. You deserve 0 vocal calls. Get away from me.
Would you even have those?
His vocals, yes.
I mean, I know that stuff was done already, but I didn't know if you have it here.
Yes. Will
Nice.
tends to set those up for final approval, so they're just done and slotted in. Woman and a scholar. Now I don't know if all of the animations are synchronized. I think
so.
there is I think it's on the it's long. It's got this really big cat sound. I think it's a tiger. And it's just this really, oh god, it sounds so good. I'm going to miss his reputation.
Oh.
I'm sorry, that's why I was doing it. Because that was my, like, oh, I'm in the middle of thinking about something, so I'll just start scooting around with the Allosaurus and doing these little, like, he was my dinosaur fidget spinner while he was in development.
That nonsense. Not gonna lie, it was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, no, it's so dumb because it's so smooth for how ridiculous it is. Can I? Oh no. Okay.
Al out here breaking ankles.
He should. He should have his sounds for the stuff. I do think his is there. I have it in my notes that it's not, but I could. It's missed since my. But totally gonna check sounds. Just so happens. chat happens to be as as they are. Exceptionally about his tail. But, let's see. Okay, so the vocals are in those, but we have not done the all the Foley for.
Yeah, it's nothing on those claws.
Someone asked. Yes, this is skin. Is a female. It's busted.
Para.
Because oh yeah, I'm sorry, Para. I was focused on the mouth. I think it's got that old retarget bug, and it made short circuit. I just went, why is that there? Because if I recall, they don't have their mouths open during.
Yeah, something's.
And we had something, them being cursed, and their mouth was like stuck open in certain instances. It's pain. Maya is being. The rails aren't set up on these yet. It's going to be a little more difficult than Climb.
I threw something in team bonding that I think you'll enjoy.
Dream enjoyment?
Potentially you could take a well, I think that you would enjoy it on
Okay.
stream.
All right. Well, I didn't know if it was one of these. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm trying to. See what this. Okay. All right. Hold on. Wouldn't it be horrible if while you were stuff, occasionally spawned? Ugh. Nice. Shouldn't even be like this. 7? Five is definitely. The time. About the time. Seed. The coverage is good. Larger. Exception. Few opiate. You know, I had a thought that hit me the other night when I was doing Power Wash Simulator and talking about Viscera cleanup detail. There is a severe missed opportunity. There is not an Aliens expansion or Viscera cleanup detail. Get yourself a little welding tool for cutting some of the corpses out of the walls so you can throw them in the incinerator. Use a flamethrower to burn away parts of the hive, and then a mop to clean up all that goo that'd be left behind.
Cleaning up those acid spills, that's gonna be a doozy.
No, that's for the construction
You have to
company.
re-weld.
No, you're just here to clean. That's not your problem no more.
You putting space sawdust in.
Viscera cleanup detail, sick.
They have another game kind of like that. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but like you're basically cleaning up like fantasy dungeons that people have, you know, died in or whatever.
A buddy of
and
mine
you're
told
setting-
me about that, and I don't remember
Yeah.
the name, but I do.
I played it with some friends and it was pretty fun.
Is it?
Yeah, it
We-
was a good time. It's simple, but it was fun.
We need a party game again other than Peak, since most people like dying in that one, it seems.
Yeah, it's like yeah, the Goblin Maid or whatever. Yeah, yeah, it's that one where you're like a maid service.
Uh, it's possible that this could be a little bit thicker, but there is room. Some of these smaller. I think the mist makes it look really nice too. I fix this though because it's definitely got way too long of a fall off. That'll be fun. Okay.